Right guys, so a wee bit more work to do on site here, and I want to show you around what has been done. So 2 window frames in there, you can see them, the lighter pine, and then obviously all that's going to be plastered around flat. So anybody that has been paying attention to the videos and me talking about that all the time, you will, maybe be able to visualize that a bit better. But we'll also have some more frames on. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to tidy up a wee bit, and I'm going to build up. We did keep a wee bit of allowance here, but that's a lot of an allowance. So I'm going to have to fill that void. We were originally going to do it with timber and plasterboard, but me and the joiner just thought the smaller frames here, we will, I will just build some brick into them, or some cuttings of blocks. And what that'll do is that'll keep the same material so it most likely won't crack between the head. Probably will crack anyway, just because you're going from a head to a block, basically. But the likes of this big long one here, we're gonna bolt this, glue and screw that up along the top, and then just a couple of wee wooden packers in, and just to stop this bowing. It's only gonna be one door in the middle, and glass panel, so it's going to be very bright here, and probably a glass panel door as well. But basically we want to put that timber in up there. We'll bolt it up into the head, probably only going to go up about inch and a quarter, inch and a half, but we'll glue it up as well. Get some glue, and same with this one. Joiner just didn't want any risk of the frame bowing, especially if I was to add blocks, but that's not going to bow, being small, and I'm not going to force the bricks or cuttings of blocks, whatever, in. Again, same with these ones here, we'll probably build a bit of timber in with them. Couple of it had this whole place spotless, but we'll have to cut a few of these doors to actually get the frames in, and maybe a bit too snug. Again, another one, probably do that in timber and bolt that up. Although they're not, could maybe do that in masonry. Again, I'll leave it with the joiner, whatever he thinks best. You can see that head there just shooting up a wee bit. So some things is not, but with these frames, I do want to say these frames are absolutely perfect. Eyeballing them off each other, absolute perfect. You can even eyeball that frame to them frames, and they all, I don't know if you can see that with the camera, they're all coming in lovely, all lovely, shooting up the way, all stringed in. These two stringed in. Again, I mean, you're only worried about it that way for plastering purposes, really. And I will be just straightening this point to point, but it's the top that would foul you. But again, I'll probably strike off each head and then pull up and pull down, so that we can get this as straight as possible. But some of these walls are a wee bit special, so yeah, I'm gonna have to really get on to that. Again, I was talking about these details. Yeah, I'll show you these windows again as well. The joiner is actually, he's routed inside them. I'll have to get up close, show you his absolute craftsmanship. So he's routed an actual bit of detail here. So he has, so there's like a wee detail here, and this is a packer, so the glass will come in, toughened glass will come in, and then we'll have to make another bit of timber here, and it'll be silicone glued in, pushed in tight, and then fitted like another wee strip of wood just to lock it in place, and that'll be that. And then obviously there's a bit of stud work to be done up there, but that'll be another day. Today I'll just mess about with these frames and a bit of cleaning up. It's the weekend, so I don't wanna slaughter myself. But that's a wee look at that. He did originally say to me, but he didn't originally say, he said he was thinking that was a bit of a mad idea, but when he's actually now done it, he thinks it does look very, very well. But I can already visualize it. I'll show you what it's going to look like from up above as well. What kind of light, you know, what kind of light it's going to show. So it's maybe a bit harder to see up here, and maybe a bit easier. So again, this will be floored all the way through in, and then this will be open. I might actually try and keep this open and have it all, you know, twisted down in, just to give more room over, you know, go from point to point if possible. Well, I'm governed by the width, you see, so whatever that width is has to be symmetric. But if I can, I will maybe make it a bit bigger up this side. I had been thinking about some kind of niches as well, and maybe in that one and in that one, and also in that big middle one, a possible bit of a niche. But yeah, just again, like I was saying in one other video, just if you can and you think it'll improve and make it look that bit nicer, why not? It's like a joiner. Is he not gonna do the nicest joinery work in his house? Why not me, being a plasterer, do the best craftsmanship that I can do? But enough of all that said, let's get some of these frames built in. Don't have much battery left on this thing, so I'll probably show you it after, maybe a couple of wee clips during. Gonna have to do a lot of cutting with this saw here. So the first job I'm gonna do before I start mixing, building and cutting is I'm gonna take off all the bracings here, because I will trip over them, no doubt. And that one's just not fitted, but I'm gonna whip off all these bracings that he's got on, because I will go head over heels in them, and then I'll start down this side and I'll build, and I'll go in that room, I'll build, and I'll come back out the hallway, build, and then clean up after as I go. But absolutely sawing like a madman here. So I'm sure the neighbours love me on a Saturday morning. They're trying to relax and I'm out here building like a maniac. Well, I'm gonna make a wee mix now, because I have, as you can see, I don't know, it looks better, but I have this cut, they're not cemented in, they're cut. Guys, am I crazy, or is this just complete overkill? Plus I will ASBR that and put a bit of ASBR in the mix. I have this one cut there. This one's a wee bit smaller. There's a wee bit of a in that one. And this one cut. Also have found two lucky wee ones that will hopefully squeeze in there. But I'm kind of getting a bit cheesed off just cutting. So I'm gonna mix a wee drop and sort of finish them 2 rooms and that bottom half of the hallway, and then I'll go back to cutting, try and break it up for myself a wee bit. Oh, so getting on well. I actually thought the ceiling height was going to be a wee bit wrong, but I'm just measured it again, and it's actually it's coming in like pretty much perfect. I did see 2 wee issues as we've been getting windows and stuff measured up. I think the loft windows are both wrong. I think the one on this side is, so I think that one's possibly too low and not wide enough, so that might have to be changed. So I'm gonna have to get a bigger sill. I think I have a bigger sill, just have to get another big head. I'm gonna have to alter that. This means I'm gonna need acro props and stuff. And the one over here, I think it's too high, so that might have to come down a block. So one's too low, not wide enough, and the other one's too high. What's the chances of that? Again, I didn't build them bits, but I'll have to rectify them. But yeah, should be fun. The only thing is about that wee roof over there, I'll double check it with building control. I think building control is going to come out hopefully next week some stage and just tick off the few boxes with the roof and steel beams and stuff. There's a couple of wee things I had to do, but just want to show you this one. From out here it looks perfect, like it looks like a good fire escape. But I think I could maybe get it down just onto that lead tray carefully, get the sill down level with that, and hopefully that would reduce it low enough. But it does mean, like, you know, you could technically, if you could get up on that windowsill and out, you'd be pretty safe here. And we don't plan on having any fires in the house, so fingers crossed. But yeah, so not really looking forward to that. Again, I'm gonna get measurements off the building control guy, and it's gonna have to be done. It may as well be done now before I have plastering. But any bricklayers and builders there in the comments are going to need a bit of help from you here. My thoughts was, so if this one could be hired, I'm not worried about hiring it, because that's going to be easy. You could just pull the sill out and move it up a bigger sill, but widening it, right? So my thoughts was, if I say that we half block there just down, and don't know if my finger's actually on it, but that'll be half block. If I just knock them out, put a head in to widen the window, and then, you know, and then cut it, would the rest be supported? Or which I probably will do is put a couple of planks through the headers, prop it out here and prop it in there, so that up above is supported as well before I start cutting into everything. And then obviously when I cut it and set it, after a couple of days, or 3 days, I'll strip everything down and then just fill up and fill up. But yeah, what do you think, guys? Does it sound like a good enough idea? Hopefully. So getting on really well. All my cuts fitted. Didn't even check these ones, and just trusted myself. But I want to show you what way I'm going about these. Still need to brush them down just when it takes up, and I'll need to clean the frame, wash the frame. Otherwise the joiner's going to be really mad at me. So let me just show you what I'm doing here. I'm actually taking a wee bit of SBR, and what's this, guys? So there's a bit of SBR in the mix as well, and I'm actually so I've already scored them all up, any bits that are cut, and what I do is just give them a wee taste. Don't even need to get them 100%, you know, and one brush full, hit them. But then what I'm doing as well is I'm hitting the underside of the concrete heads, especially that smooth one, but just giving them a wee dust, the sides and the top of the frame, just whatever's left on the brush, just a wee taste of stuff. And then I'll show you here shortly. I like these watches, but I coat the top of it, I coat the bottom, more drop the sides, put a wee drop that, get it squished up, and then just really press the stuff in. I'm trying to make this stuff pressed in as far as possible so that it's a full bed. It's not supporting anything, but it's just more of a movement. More of a movement idea. When the door closes, I don't want vibrations cracking loose mortar joints. So as you can see, guys, that's that side done. Again, needs brushed down and washed frame. But before I go, I always do the back side as well. This one's a wee bit heavier, but I'm not going to mess about with it too much because I've bedded it in. Nice to see the stuff starting to push out through, which is good. That's exactly what I want. I want to press the stuff in, make sure there's as much mortar around it as possible. Should be good and solid. Again, arches aren't going to be quite that big, but there might be a couple of wee details above some of the doors. Haven't fully decided yet, but now I gotta cut these three. I have that one ready, and I have a piece ready for there, ready to go. A wee bit small, but it'll do. Need two cut for there and 4 in here, and that's another wee job ticked off the box. Again, we were going to do this with wood, build it up with wood, but we voted against it in the end and thought keep the material roughly the same. But my plan will be, I might put wire mesh on, and then put a scratch coat or a scud coat on, and then put the fiberglass mesh on the heads. So most likely we'll do something like that along all heads, because more so than cracking here, it's notorious for cracking, you know, at a door somewhere there, and same as a window, it's notorious for cracking here, and again here, and same as exterior doors. It's just, I think it's the difference between the concrete block and the breeze block, just slightly, they're the same material but slightly different. One's a bit colder, one's a bit more solid, and so you've got differences going on with keys and temperatures slightly. So that's, and then you also have the vibration of the door, the window, and the building moving. That's just a weak point. So yeah, not a big deal if it does crack. I think I know a plasterer might be able to fill them in and tidy them up again, pre-decoration. Right guys, so that's, I'm probably going to wrap up here. Might build one slip sill out the back. Don't know. Might make a wee bracket up. I'll show you what I'm thinking anyway. But as for all these door frames, they're all built in. That one too. That one too. That one too. And I think I already showed you all these ones. These ones have all been washed. So the only thing left to do here is a wee quick wash, and I'll do a wee quick brush up. You get a hard brush because the soft brush isn't moving the wee bits. Not that it's a big job or anything, but just to keep on top of it. But this was the idea here of the slip sill. There's the time capsule in there. But what I was thinking is, so that's my level, the bottom of them 2 frames. So I was thinking laser level over and nailing the bottom on, and nailing the bottom on to the reveals here. Obviously put the sill in first, and then just prop the sill up or something, prop it up, or maybe even at them 2 edges. I might even use my clamps and clamp the sill up, and then just build underneath it, and then when it sets I can take away the buttons and the clamps. It was just a thought, because the front one was a bit of a nightmare trying to move it up and stop it dropping in the mortar. So I was thinking if I could just sort of have 2 wee bits of buttons on and clamp it up into them some way, and then just build underneath, and I can point it really good that road. And then if that works, I'll do the exact same with this one as well. And then the gauge one's not a big deal because it's finished floor over there anyway, but I'll probably put a slip sill in all the same, just to finish it off. But for now, that's, I think I'm just going to clean up here, pack up. It's probably about 3:30 here at the minute, so I've done quite a bit of work, a lot of cutting, and that's just obviously that I didn't expect them to be quite so big. I thought they'd only be maybe 3 inches, and I could have just filled them in with plastering mortar, but they're none the most. They're about 4.25, 4.5. I think some are maybe 5, but anyway, not too bad. It's just another thing ticked off the list. And the frames are in, guys. Glad to show you that. Also, the other thing about the frames is he's overkilled it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fixings in that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's like 5. I think the minimum's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, there's like 5 fixings. I think I only see 1 or 2 with just 4. So they are absolutely solid, which is good. Want to overkill everything, especially when it comes to doors. You don't want to close the door and the whole frame falls off, or the vibration knocks the plaster and everything off. So absolutely solid. They're coming in. The finesse on them frames has been unreal, and the straight they are, the level. And the joiner did reckon that he was maybe losing 5 mil from here all the way into the back rooms. He's probably being hard on himself. It's probably only 1.5 mil or 1/5 of a mil, but they're really coming in sweet. Again, another video, guys, down the line, way down the line, and insulation and screed, and DPM as well, damp proof membrane plastic. And then so there'll be lots of videos on that to come. I'm not going to be able to do this all in one day, this screeding. Probably not do the front here, probably do like this section through. That'll be an absolute hard day, and then I'll probably do all the, you know, maybe just do the M rooms and these rooms in here, and then, you know, there's probably about 3 or 4 days for me to do all these floors. So I'm not looking forward to it at all, because every time I do them a week or so later, my back is killing me. But it has to be done, and I'd rather do it myself, and take my time, do it nice and tidy and nice and clean. But yeah, again, there's millions and millions of videos to come. Like there's wee things that I'm really looking forward to doing. You know, for instance, here, around these windows and stuff. Just lots of things. Possible bird beaks on some, might not do the windows, but possible bird beaks on the corners. Might even do them. I've never seen them done on a 75-degree angle before, but I'll probably do them here as well. So yeah, should be fun, and looking forward to it. And the thing is, if I do bird beaks, this one might have to be different. And what I was also thinking is I might actually make a mould of it, so I could just plant them on and then render and skim too, other than doing them all in situ. Doing them all in situ would be a lot harder. Yeah, so yeah, but we'll see what happens.